Hey, it didn't crash, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into the last game of tonight or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us as UL are going to be on the blue side with G2 Hell on the red. Let's take a quick gander at what we have around here on the side of the runes. Nothing too spicy. Oh, actually, Vi opted out of Hail of Blades and into Conqueror.
Finally. So
Someone let me out of my cage.
Well, wait a minute. It's different level 1. Karina, no. Flash gonna be used, but it's all right. I think that especially at the early level 1, if someone has to give up flash, your best bet is going to be the jungler. This just means that she's not gonna have it till like, level 3, level 4, which is pretty much the same timing that you're going to expect her first gank anyway. So it's flash on jungler has the least impact, I think, at level 1. Like if you lose flash on like your AD or support, you're just begging for your lane to get ganked early. So yeah, not the worst, all things considered. I think that G2 Hill are playing it super careful because they know they had a bit of like a late walk into the lane, which is why you could see the sweeper being used past the second bush over in bot side. So we're just being very careful to make sure that there's no ward in the third one. Usually you see this happen versus supports like Karma, like Morgana, where you want that extra like half second to see when her Q is coming out of the bush. So it's a bit easier to dodge.
No.
Ooh, Invis.
I'm actually here.
1 AA? Yeah, that's alright.
Oh, the trade. Oh, the level 1 trade. Oh, no, Liz, you missed the axe. That would have been good. That would actually have been good if that axe line, because it could have mean that the fight could have been keeping up. And it's okay. I mean, I trust the Oh my, actually, look at the top lane. You have 11 CS to 1. Doba not having the best time here. I mean, yeah, the full wave is crashing, but Doba is very behind in CS. He's going to lose almost all, if not all, of that wave.
It's really hard early level as more to pick up all the CS. So usually, like, you can kind of wait for the wave to push in and just farm under your tower. The thing is, you only have one skill at level 1. It's not really going to be able to help you last hit all the minions for level 1. Level 3, you're going to have an easier time farming under tower. Just level 1, you're not going to be able to pick up much.
Yeah. And also, you're playing against an Olaf. You really don't want to like get caught off guard and have him go all in on you. It's not great. It's not a great feeling. Vi did get spotted. Immediately, Cultist and Colomb backed up as Vi gets thrown back into her jungle. But this is classic Lysia. Always perma pushed. Always in the face of the opponent on the opposing top laner. Always prone to get ganked as well.
It was really funny because, like, game number 2 and game number 1, Doba was the one who was perpetually pushing the lane and then getting caught, especially in game 1. And you've got the situation where you have two top laners who both want to stay pushed out, but Karina, this time around, she has it at level 4. Actually she doesn't have her flash back up just yet. Pretty much power farm to hit that level 4 this fast, actually.
Wow.
As Wukong. I'm not sure if she's going to back off. There is the ward in the river bush, actually, so she'll have to like go a different way from try, and I'm not sure it's worth their time. So this time around, again, you can see they're just making so much effort. Ooh, Q!
Oh, over the wall! Colomb, you're on your own, babe. I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. Hashtag support life. I mean, justice for supports here. I will pour one out and I will ring the bell for poor Lulu getting sacrificed in that situation. Topside, though, I don't think they can 2v1 this, actually. Karina might drop.
This is not great. You need that W. You need that W, Liz. Yeah, this was... No, she's not going to take the 2K here, but that was... a very misfortunate turn of events as Doba turns around the game. You can't. You need to have a game plan when you're going up against a Mordekaiser. He's really, really dangerous in these scenarios.
I feel like that exchange to me looked as if G2 Hell don't have as much experience playing versus a Mordekaiser top, and I
Yeah.
don't see why they would have a lot of experience playing against a Mordekaiser top, because that just looked as if, you know, they weren't really taking note of the Mordekaiser shield that was going to come out later. They played that pretty well in terms of like they tried to draw him under tower to bait the tower shot to try and finish him off, and I think weren't quite expecting the shield to come out. But right now, Kalam spending a lot of time right here. Oh, there's actually no ward there. I think she thought because she saw Azir actually
Huh.
standing on the top side of mid. So I think what Kalam assumed, which is very reasonable, was that bot side, like that bush, was probably warded, and that's why Azir
Oh,
started
that's
quickly.
a Shadow Realm. Daba is bringing Hell over to
Oh
Lysia. Nowhere to
no!
go because the level 6 was reached way before Lysia's level 6. Yeah, that's not looking
Yeah, and
great.
that's the thing. Because you were saying, like, you know, that's the counter to the Mordekaiser
Yeah,
ultimate
if
in
you're
lane,
6
right?
as
Because
well.
your own Ragnarok. Exactly. But if you hit 6 before them, that is precisely the window that you want to push. And push was exactly what they did. So G2 Hell are doing a bit of a risky dragon. There's the blind karma Q into the pit just to make sure, because they do suspect that Karina is doing it. It's pretty sneaky because the lane is actually pushed towards their tower, so they
But it's
do
going
not
down
have
super
prio, and
slow.
because it's so slow, it's so slow. Oh,
Oh,
bye!
oh, Smite
It's for
fight?
them.
Karina can't fight this. Karina cannot fight this. You need to go
Where's
all
the
in. Flash in the
Rami?
smite. Where's the smite? Oh, the 600 smites. No, they take the dragon and the kill. Exzentriq on a roll here on the early game, but now it's up to Cultist. Trying to clean up. It's a 3v1. There's no level 6 yet on Exzentriq's side. Karina, Cultist actually takes the first one. Cologne is boosting her into heaven and above as Cultist takes the double.
That's absolutely insane. She hit level 6 in the midst of
Oh!
oh,
Bye, babe.
Cologne, no, not
Sorry, Cologne.
again.
See ya. Wait. It's a trade? Nah, it's not the trade. Ah.
Trauma flashbacks. Supports do not deserve this. Supports deserve more than what their AD carries give them. I love Caltis. Caltis, you know, is my girl. But just justice for all the Lulus out there who do not get honored enough in games where they sacrifice themselves like this for their AD carry. Granted, I don't think Cologne really had a choice. Zeri would not, you know, there's nothing she could have done to like stop Lulu dying, but there was a like she
No,
could
no, no,
stop
not at
herself
all.
from dying. It's like, you know, peace, I'm gonna see you back at base, I guess.
That's the
But
thing with Zeri, though.
Calvin,
You need to know that Zeri is going to try to save herself, and she has a tool to save
gonna
herself. You
ditch
can't really
is
like
what you
wait.
mean. She's gonna just
Rat tat 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 tat.
the
Spray and pray.
and pray.
Oh, it's spray and pray now, is it? Because I remember rat tat 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 being the old from the
From
Rat Boy.
Pokemon.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait. What do you want about?
What? Are we just different generation or something?
No, which
What's
is
going
old used to be
on?
called Ratata. Ratatatata.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
yeah, yes. So
Not the
Zero
Pokemon!
is yes, which is great. However, Exzentriq are gonna swap with Shelly. Oh, they didn't get the second one. A bit of gold, but they probably get it with the next minion wave. So back to the early skirmish, right? Zeri played that. Alcantara played that super well. They had very good target selection between the Zeri as well as the Lulu. Like they managed to polymorph. Oh,
Not Lulu again! Cologne! But he immediately, Cologne ults herself and keeps it safe. No kills dropped
keeps
for
herself
Exzentriq.
safe.
Keeps her, no, absolutely, because like every
Look,
single engage,
look.
Cultist is just like, nope,
Hear me out.
peace fam, I'm not.
Here, this is like the fastest tier 1 tower going down that we have seen in weeks.
Oh.
It's literally not even 10 minutes in. They've got
That's
all
4
but one
blades.
last late. The thing is, so she, I'm not sure if we can see like the amount of gold that she had, but Countess actually in like 2 skirmishes ago, thank you observers, she already had the completed Noon Quiver, which was absolutely crazy. When Azir came down to dive bot, she already had completed Noon Quiver, which is why her AAs are so fast, but she is like 1200 gold above of Twitch. At this point, Olaf cannot fight. Lysia cannot fight Mordekaiser anymore. Like, she needs to play knowing that she cannot win the 1v1 anymore.
No.
Oh, that's good.
And
she
it's
knows
not easy.
the range on the Q as well, so she knows how to walk out of that. You could see she's just staying barely out of the range, which is good. So double buff Karina. Always, you know, could go a bit sideways depending on how the game goes, but it looks like she's kind of smelling a gank. Vi is in mid lane, so maybe we'll see a 2v2, but it looks as if like G2L were taking stock. They're only about 500 gold behind at 11 minutes, but they once again got most of their eggs in the Cultist.
Oh, this is a free tower.
Basket. Yep.
This is a very free early tower. Now, my biggest concern about Mordekaiser being this far ahead is that it's going to cost G2 Hell the Mordekaiser tax, which is actually the same tax as the Skarner tax, which basically means that Cultist is going to have to pay for the QSS moving forward in this game when the fights start rolling out, because Mordekaiser is going to focus not just Cultist obviously, but also Tifa. So they're gonna need that added piece of equipment in order to try and deal with Mordekaiser.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mordekaiser, it's like they're pretty much trading.
That's a full combo! Unless Tifa turns it around, in comes Karina with the Cyclone! Shover misses by an inch! Karina's so close, but yet so far. They try to trade a kill, but they get taken out. 2-0 for Exzentriq.
That was well played, very well executed from the side of Exzentriq. I'm a bit more interested in Karma's roaming after this position. She actually did not drop a ward into the topside jungle. I thought that she was going to take some space and take some vision there, but she actually just went for a little walk and then saw nothing and then came back from her travels. So that's, you know, maybe another like 8 to 10 seconds, but very well executed, very well timed from the other side. And yeah, when we're talking about both these teams and where the gold is being funneled into, it's very clear, right? You've got one side going in on the Mordekaiser and then our side going in onto the Zeri. The thing is, Zeri late game, like this fed Zeri should be able to carry the late game. However, the fact is Mordekaiser has an ultimate where you can pretty much lock Zeri out of a team fight for a bunch of seconds. But the thing is, they've got Lulu to try and stop that, because Mordekaiser kind of has to be in range before he can argue. And there's always the Lulu polymorph. When you see the Mordekaiser approaching your AD carry is when you just want to polymorph his face and then get Zeri out of range. So if they see it coming, which they will see it coming, it should be fairly easy to try and dodge that if it's at the start of the team fight. So we will see. Like if the team fight, you know, a couple seconds in goes a bit extended, then it will be a lot harder to predict and to watch out for that. But I still think that the Mordekaiser being so far ahead is not too big a problem for G2 Hell.
Really? Okay. Like my biggest concern right now is the fact that the rest of the G2 Hell squad is really behind in itemization, because like look at Wukong, you have Wukong, you have Lysia on the Olaf who haven't completed their first items, whereas in the side of Exzentriq you already have a lot of items popping up in the early game, so they're already closing on their first big power spike. But let's see, because I mean Karina's really close from the Divine Sunder. Lizzie in this case is also close enough for the, I believe it's not the Gore Drink. What's the other item called? The one that slows you in AoE. The mythic item that slows you in AoE. The one that usually Garen uses as well.
The ice one? The blue one?
No. Yes, exactly, the blue one. Not the iron spike. I know what the iron spike. Thank you. The one that builds into the iron spike whip. Stridebreaker. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. Exactly.
Yes.
Stride breaker. That's what I wanted. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Chat. Appreciate it. Heartfelt. Thank you. But yeah. Also Twitch. Also. I'm confused. I get that it's a core item in Twitch, but Lasering King, I don't feel like it's going to be too effective in this match. Not sure though. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh. Mm, yeah, I feel like it's still too standard to pass up. I think.
Okay.
Why do you not think that it's good for this in particular? I
It's
think
not that it's
so.
good.
Blade of the Ruined King, it's like a one-on-one. I think that it's also kind of insurance if you're ever gonna get jumped by Olaf, jumped by Wukong. I think it's like a good 1v1 item for Twitch to generally have. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Alright. Now we do have the second Herald being played out by Exzentriq. G2 are looking for a play in the mid lane. They're pushing in the waves, forcing an interaction from Exzentriq. They cannot finish the...
No, his patience. Yeah, because I thought that they were going to take Shelly, but then they saw two members trying to chase G2 Hell, so then they kind of dragged Shelly almost all the way to mid, when they're like, forget it, we'll just go back and do Shelly. By the time her patience ran out, so a bit of a mixed decision, bit of a misstep, I think, from their side. They couldn't really get on the same page on what they wanted to do. So it is going to be a very slow Rift Herald take this time around.
It allows for enough time for G2 Hell to actually come back, like go back to base, get some items, and return back to the lanes. Lysia actually went for Gore Drinker as opposed to the Stride Breaker. I guess it also makes sense considering the fact that she's really behind against Dalva and Mordekaiser. So you need that added sustain to keep you healthy and relevant in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I think that, when we talk about the other...
Oh, that was way too early.
Oh, no.
That was way too early. Exactly.
You gotta run.
Can't run now. You don't have an ult anymore.
Man.
Now you're forced in a fight against Doba. Yep, it was a good fight regardless, but it was a little bit too late. Oh, Mordekaiser's ult is down, however. Karina, right on the rat, finds Siphon, force them to flash out into Karma. The second Siphon comes through. Aoife on the lane. In the shutdown, Cultist is down for the count. She was in that fight for way too long, in the cluster of Exzentriq.
Ooh, they
For
did
divide, everything crumbles down. As soon as you take down Cultist from the equation, everything else crumbles down for G2 Hell because you don't have enough front-loaded damage to make a difference in these fights against Exzentriq.
Yeah, they were 4v3 actually after Lysia went down, and that was in that type of choke point especially. I don't think that was the best fight that they would have wanted to take. Also, when you're in a position where you're kind of forced to use Seraphine ultimate defensively, which is where you show up, you ult so that the rest of your team can disengage, it's never really a good option. At that point in time, you're kind of already giving up the fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, timing, I think, on the Olaf as well. Olaf Ragnarok as well as the Ghost. Bit of a shame. I mean, you could see that the idea was there at G2 Hell. The girls were trying to make sure they traded for something up in top so that Lysia's death was not in vain. However, just a bit too late to try and really convert that into any type of return kill. I think that Exzentriq had a pretty good position over in the tight spot at the top of the map, in that type of chokehold as well, when you saw Azir show up and just use the ultimate to knock two people back into the spot. The thing about the choke point is that once you Azir ult, it also forms a wall that the rest of G2 Hell cannot cross over. That's one of the big advantages of fighting in the choke point as the Azir, as opposed to more of the open territory on the map. So we're really seeing all these little advantages coming into play right here. And 12 and 3, it's about 5,000 gold difference at about the 20-minute mark. It's kind of looking a bit rough, yeah.
Rough around the edges, but there's still a lot of League of Legends to be played. This is game 3, but Cultist is in a good position. And we know that Tifa's playing a more supportive champion here in the mid lane, despite the fact that the build is full aggressive. You have a lot of sustain for the backline of G2 Hell. It's just a matter of them being able to actually push through the team fights. But now they're on a little bit of a downward slope where they're allowing Exzentriq to actually take home all of these tier 1 towers, and they're backing up their line of defense down to the tier 2s. Vision's being gathered around the Baron Nashor. And what they need right now is secure picks. Secure picks while Exzentriq are still attempting split pushes, and this is going to happen more often than not because of Mordekaiser being a thing. So I guess there needs to be a little bit more interaction as well from Karina to secure some gold favorable to G2L. Let's see if that happens here.
Yeah, and
Wait.
the thing about the Exzentriq comp, sub.
No. I was looking
What
at
up?
chat. I looked at chat, and now I looked at Vi's build. That's the serpent. That's the serpent. The serpent
Gauntlet
thing.
and
The gauntlet and the serpent. To try and mitigate the shields that come in from Colom and Tifa. I get the rationale behind it.
Just not sure it's optimized right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rationale is obvious. You want to lock down Cultist, and once you lock her down, you want to make sure that shields aren't affecting her, so you can take her out fast. I guess that's the rationale behind the Serpent Fang. But I'm not the analyst. I'm the play-by-play. I'm the small brain guy here. Or usually I'm.
I think. Yeah, it depends because usually, like, they're just trying to calculate here and see if they've got enough to burst the Zeri down immediately, right? We saw in, like, game number 2 as well, Renata, her shield was so big by the end, but even then, the Zeri is still able to shred through the shield, so it doesn't really matter, I think, late game, how big your shield is going to be at that point. I feel like it's a bit of a choice, I think, to go for this type of build. Oh, Karina. I was just about to say earlier also, the combination of Azir and Twitch is actually a comp that takes Baron very fast. Yeah,
what the heck?
So they're going to get Baron as well as the jungle. But
they're wasting so much time going for Chover. They find a kill in the shutdown. It goes for Cultist, but the Baron is still being done.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because usually you don't want to fight against Azir in the Dragon or Baron Pit. However, this time around it's the Azir getting caught out. So if you actually collapse onto Baron Pit, there's no chance of the Azir pushing you out. I think they kind of sent the Azir out as bait because they figured that the Baron is more important. Plus, Exzentriq also managed to get the kill off of Karina around the back of Baron Pit. So pretty good decision making actually from their end. I mean, it was like a 22 or so minute variant. It's not the earliest, but it is fairly early, and it's aided by the fact that they have Twitch on their composition. Otherwise, would not have been able to get it down so fast. So the push already, if you look at like all of the lanes, they're pretty even actually. So they don't really have any particular lane pushing in anyone's favor. But with the Baron buff, that should all change very quickly. We'll have to see if they decide to actually stick or if they decide to kind of like split push to spread the Baron buff around. Because Twitch can't really be alone. They'll be able to get mid tier 2, but I think this is where GTL might want to fight. Oh, they're gonna give it up.
No, they're not giving it up. They cleared the way.
Yeah, there's no way. Side. Oh, this is good. So Livia's gonna be able to pick this up top. She does also have the teleport. If it does break out here, yeah, they're gonna get up to mid tier 1. I mean, tier 2.
They're trying really hard to clear this wave. Get something done out here. Getting the Karina clone up in front to prevent the wave from being shredded out. But you still have Mordekaiser in the bot lane. You need to take care of Doba. You need to take care of him fast. Because Doba is a big problem for G2 Hell at this point in time. Siphon, you could argue, is a problem as well. The sneaky little rat in the bot lane. Despite the fact that his laning phase was not optimal, he was able to sneak a couple of kills here and there in the messy team fights that followed. Now, Exzentriq are going to try to take the second Mountain Dragon, and they're going to be one off from Soul. G2 Hell, they can't make a play for this because they're just so behind, stuck in their base.
I wish we could have seen a 5v5 so far. Like, we haven't actually really seen a proper 5v5 fight where G2 Hell are able to capitalize on the Zeri who is ahead. So it's been a bit of a shame that we actually haven't gotten to see that in the
Yeah.
last 10 minutes or so. It's maybe been like a 4v1 on one side of the map and then 4v1 on the other side of the map, that sort of thing is what's been going down. So G2 Hell, like, I think they really need to push the fact that Cultists have had such a big advantage and use that to try and find their way back into the game. Of course, it's going to be really difficult because Exzentriq does from both. They do have the push. We saw Lizia manage to push out top lane. That was not really a play that she can keep repeating because you're not going to have another mid tier 2 to give up that type of space.
Yeah.
So it will be good.
Well-
You can see just Exzentriq just taking everything that they can in the G2 Hill topside jungle, as well as taking the buff, taking the camps, and just trying to make sure that G2 Hill are as starved as possible of gold and EXP. It's really rough. They actually need to try and start a fight. The thing is, if they try to start the 5v5,
You can't.
it's actually... You can't start versus the Morden Azir, but at this point...
They're gonna try. Are they gonna try? Mordekaiser picks them up, doesn't quite find it, as G2 Hell are just trying to clear the waves as far as they can. Lizzie has pulled back, but she immediately falls back onto her side of the map. Tifa in the mid lane, clearing the waves, not allowing them to push too far. So far, G2 Hell doing a good job of keeping the waves at bay, but they're losing a lot of HP in the process. The trades are not favorable at all for our team. Karina threatens another engage. Immediately, Exzentriq try to pull the trigger, and they don't care anymore. They go in, but it's down! The Vi is down, the dive goes south, and G2 Hell are back in the game. Doba in trouble. Karina goes in, she's gonna die in the process, but it doesn't matter because it's Cultist who's in the Shadow Realm, but who's stuck in where with who? We're back in the game, Jenny.
Oh my god, I nearly had a heart attack at the start of that team fight, not going to lie, because we were saying, like, you know, they need to start the fight, but versus this comp, it's so risky to start a fight versus this comp. But thank God, thank the god of Caltis that, you know, they got their team fight. They got what they needed. They got Caltis another kill as well. A bunch of kills across the board picked up for GTL. This was precisely the team fight that GTL needed to crack open that door back into this game.
Yeah.
So this
I
game,
mean, more than that,
over.
this got them so much confidence back onto their momentum. It's like you felt from the way that they were playing. They're like, yeah, we're playing from behind. We're not really sure what's gonna happen next. Let's just play reactively. And this gave them the confidence because as soon as they started winning the team fight, you saw how proactive they became. Yeah. And now I guess it's just a matter of seeing what they have on the tank next. Just look at them. They're already spreading out in the map. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the thing I get wary of is that for Exzentriq to allow Caltis on Zeri that much free space to roam is pretty much a mistake on their part. And the thing is, they know this, and I don't know if they're going to make the same mistake twice.
I guess you could argue that G2 could force that mistake if they keep on pushing these fights, because you do see that Chover is all the way back on the T1 tower. We still have objective bounties. Karina is looking for Doba. The 4 members of Exzentriq stacking in the sidelines. And G2 Hell push through the mid. They're trying to get vision, trying to find a good opening for the fight. Look at their confidence. They won that fight, and they know they have it in them to win another follow-up fight if they have to. Cultist is on the 3-item build already, and she has a stopwatch to safeguard her from the next fight.
Yeah, and this next fight should be breaking out soon. She's also got the stopwatch for this fight that she's going to like last-ditch press. If like Mordekaiser, if Vi tries to ult her, there is always still that option. So she has got a bit more safety. She's also got the 3 completed items. So she's a BF sword plus stopwatch over on Twitch. They have to clear the Azure passive tower first. Karina, once again, bit of an aggressive position, but it is a
more than
Wukong,
fine.
so yep, Exzentriq just gonna
Oh,
let
they're
her
going
walk
for
out
Soul.
of that one. Neither side want to overcommit.
Oh, but they're gonna trade Soul for Baron.
Oh,
They're gonna trade Soul for Baron. This is the call for G2 Hell. They want to trade Soul for Baron, but they don't care. Immediately, Exzentriq go for the counter Baron play. They're not melting Baron fast enough.
Slow, though. Oh,
they're not melting Baron fast enough. What's the call here? They're pinned down.
Oh.
They're pinned down. They're trying to split the fight, split the efforts. Baron called off. Karina goes into the back, tries to push someone. Tifa is in the Shadow Realm. They go for the finish. They get the Baron. Karina goes back into play and gets the Baron. And what are they going to do now? It's Cultist on the Baron Colombe as well. Karina sacks herself to safeguard two Baron plays.
I'm not sure if that was the play. I think Karina at the end knew that she had no flash. She wasn't going to be able to get out of the pit, so she decided to just sacrifice and put herself in a position where hopefully Exzentriq would decide to kill her and not chase the bottom lane of G2 Hell. But I don't think they can 2v5 this push. It's 20 seconds on the timer for Lysia. I don't think they can 2v5 this AC.
They have the Barons, they just need the waves. Can they actually do it? In goes Cultist, but she gets pushed back by the Emperor's Divide. They are trying to focus down on the towers, but they have no minions. Cultist is alive. Cultist trades Karma. They have no shields. In goes Lysia. It's time to shine, Lysia, as she chops down everybody in the backline of Exzentriq. They live to fight another day. The rat is still alive. Karina tries to chase down the Twitch, but Twitch on the happy feet manages to pull back just enough to stay safe, and we no longer have Barons. Karina in the front line, forced to flash back. We have one tower left alive. Very sloppy play here from both sides, as Exzentriq actually wanted to close the game, but they missed out on a chance to push on the side lanes.
G2 Hell needs to be so careful because they don't even need to lose a team fight right now for Exzentriq to end the game. Because they can pretty much just push in with minions, with super minions, or take the next Baron, whatever, and push in and just A tower and A the Nexus, and they could win. That is how close we are to the end. But I just want to take a minute to point out that Cultist, she went back to base. She bought completed GA just for the 2v5 defense, and having the revive on the GA was the only thing that bought her team enough time for them to even revive and be in this position where the game is not over. I feel like my voice is cracking because I am literally shaking. Like, I am actually, like, I feel so cold right now just because of that Guardian Angel play. Holy cow.
Okay, so Guardian Angel is not going to be available for the next fight, nor will be this stopwatch. You have to sack the stopwatch for the Guardian Angel. And it's once again Exzentriq wanting to push down the mid lane, but I don't think this is the right call. Doba in the front line, tanking the damage, not really affecting his health bar. Karina's clone is out, so that's on cooldown. Double root in the back. They need to make a play. They need to make something happen here. But this is not terrible for G2 Hell, as they're stacking money as they're trying to defend. They're just pushing in the waves. Karina takes a chunk of damage from Doba. Now the Emperor is throwing out his Sand Soldiers. Trying to clear out the wave, trying to clear out the minions, trying to find a position, trying to open up space for Exzentriq. As G2 go in for the fight, Doba goes immediately into the Shadow Realm, and he kidnaps Tifa in the process. In the meantime, they trade top laner for jungle. Karina's still in the back. This is not great as Cultist. Last lady standing here alongside Colombe. They drop like flies. Colombe is the last one standing. 4 members of Exzentriq push down the last tower of the Nexus and will inevitably secure the win 2-for-1, but valiant effort from G2 Hell.
Really good fight from the G2 Hell.